Peter Parker and Wilson Fisk have been thrown down for 5 years, roughly, since Peter Parker became Spider-Man. And this is his big moment, his big victory, where he finally takes down Kingpin and thinks that things are going to be better in the city.
You went back to Insomniac recently, and you actually got to participate in that boss fight, right?
Yeah, I played 4 hours of the game, and true to their word, this is like the first big thing you do in the game is take down Wilson Fisk. And the battle, like most God of War games, where that first boss fight you have is huge in scale and just like 2 Titans throwing down. It doesn't matter what he hits, he will go through it.
Yeah.
That includes walls, ceilings, floors. I mean, this is a multi-story fight that unfolds. And a lot of times you're just along for the ride, and it's kind of being dictated where Fisk is taking you.
Yeah, I mean, he's throwing you around a lot. He even tries to like secure himself in this room, and Spider-Man just like breaks through it, and he just breaks his desk in anger in an attempt to like intimidate Spider-Man, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like all good supervillains, you would assume that they think, 1, the cops might show up someday, and 2, maybe a superhero. So he has prepared. Like Fisk's tower is kind of a fortress, and when things go bad there, the defenses come up, and you have to deal with those as well.
Were there a lot of QTEs?
There's a few. Like playing the Uncharted games, you want to keep your hand on the controller. Like when a cutscene's happening, you just never know what's going to happen. There's one moment as the building's being destroyed where I had to free some of Fisk's employees, just standard civilians, from beneath rubble. And that was a moment where once Spider-Man got his fingers under the rubble, I had to lift it up. Okay. But there was one moment where I'm free falling with Fisk, and then I had to hit various buttons to timing buttons. This wasn't jamming on the buttons. This was like a matter of timing to shoot webs or, brace for impact, stuff like that.
And when you weren't doing QTE?
I don't want to give away all the strategies, but you're doing a bunch of different things at different stages in the fight. It's a multi-stage kind of encounter where but at one point you're relying on more of your melee. Other times you got to be more resourceful.
But it's a lot more than just hitting square.
Oh yeah. Yep. But in the aftermath of it, that's not the last you hear of him here. And I'm not saying you're going to hear him like on a phone. You're not going to call in or go visit him at the prison or anything like that.
Get on Skype.
But his people are still around across the city. They're still running the empire. But there's another force that's coming in to take that down. I think that's cool that they have kind of this continued legacy. Usually when a boss goes down, that's kind of the end of it, right? You get a trophy or whatever, and then that's the end of that villain. But this one, it seems like it's kind of bleeding along as this new threat is starting to arise. I really liked what I played. I thought the boss fight was really well done, intense, like high levels of intensity all the way through it. And yeah, that's just the first one. Like, you're going to become more powerful as the game goes on.
But your foolishness ends now.